Eric, if you could just talk about the Notre Dame experience. If somebody didn't know what Notre Dame football was, and you talk about the time that you've been here and just how you would describe it, like this is what it is. I mean, this is how big it is. This is how important it is.
That's a loaded question. Notre Dame football is something that's so rich in tradition and so rich in history that it's really hard to describe it in a few sentences or a few words. But, for me personally, it's definitely been up and down, whether it's winning games, losing games, or personal stuff on and off the field. But in the end, you have to look at the big picture. And I kind of said this to some of the guys earlier in the week, to play football at Notre Dame is a big-time accomplishment.
Is it frustrating to you at all to see just the things that are being said?
For me personally, it is because, especially things about Coach Weis, because he's definitely been there through some of the tough times in my life, whether it's football-related or not. So he's kind of like a father figure for me. And, when people attack him or say things about him, it really personally offends me. But, that comes with the job, and he knows that more than anybody else. Sometimes he has to calm me down a little bit because I get a little worked up. But, you got to take the good with the bad when you're in the spotlight like he is and like our team is. And, it's just part of the job.
One more thing. If you had to describe to an outsider, for both of you, you hear the cackling about Coach Weis's future. If you could put into perspective why you want to see him come back, what would you say?
Coach Weis is I think just a great fit for, what Notre Dame stands for and, what this university is looking for. And to be honest, like I've said before, a lot of people don't really know who Coach Weis is and what he's all about. And, he's a loving, caring guy. And, he treats all the guys on the team exactly the same as, he treated his son, Charlie Jr. And, he's just so good with, handling people and situations. And, I think, like I said, he's the reason why I came to Notre Dame. And, if he wasn't here, I probably wouldn't be here right now.
Right, and, people don't know who Coach Weis is as a person, just like they don't know any other college football coach. You only see who he is in the press conferences or, on the sidelines. And, the kind of guy he is, he's so loyal to his friends and his boys and the people that he really cares about. And, when I say his boys, like all the guys on the team, he looks at us like we're his sons, and the other coaches and stuff, he's so loyal to us. He would never, ever throw any of us under the bus, even if it's our fault and stuff. He always takes the blame. He always takes all the brunt of everything for the media and the fans and everything. But, Coach Weis, people don't really know the real him. And like Jimmy said, he's a real family-oriented guy that cares a lot. And if people really knew who he was as a person, he stands for everything a Notre Dame man should stand for. And, it's a big thing that's really overlooked. As far as winning football games and stuff, he always wants to do it the right way. He's never going to cheat. He's never going to lie. He's never going to do anything dishonest and try to do things the wrong way, like a lot of programs do sometimes, whether it's intentional or not. And he really prides himself on trying to do things the right way around here, and I think that's really overlooked by a lot of people.